Welcome back to Bona's Gym. This is high intensity training, week 8.2 arm routine. This is week 8 of the second set of a continuing 4-part 10-week high intensity training program for overall bodybuilding program. This will take a total of 43 weeks to complete, taking a week off between each 10-week program. Upon completion of this 43 weeks of hell, your body will be transformed into something greater. You will have to buy new clothes because your old ones won't fit anymore. On going to failure in form. Look, I'm no form Nazi like many others out there. It seems that so many experts out there being critics and making critic videos on people's content just to get views. If the best you can do in good form is 4 or 5 reps of your 8 to 20 reps, then don't worry. How else are you going to achieve failure if you're worried about the asshat form Nazis? After all, what took them years to get into muscle, you can do in 20 weeks. So do what you can with good form, and then toss form into the wind and cheat your ass off to get to failure. Get a spotter to help get some force negatives while you're at it. We aren't in a form contest with losers who have nothing better to do than police the form of others while bragging about adding 2 to 5 pounds of muscle in a year. No, we're adding 15 to 20 pounds of muscle in 10 weeks. Maybe they're simply jealous because they're afraid of pain, or they like to deplete their reserves completely so their body consumes its own muscle. That is not what we're doing. Other reasons the form Nazis pick on you is because they want to appear to be the smartest person in the room. I could go on all day with this subject. Greg is a great mouthpiece. Seems his only interest is natty or not, and how the form and diet is of others, while wailing that shrill voice of his. Perhaps he is simply jealous. Anyhow, enough of that rant. Using machines will eliminate the form issue. Go to full range and get the stretch the machine provides. When I get to the last 2 reps, I squeeze as hard as I can and do the negative as slowly as I can. When using free weights, it's almost mandatory that you toss form into the wind after you get to a certain point. On that note, the point I make here is the marathon weightlifter can practice good form because they can't handle the pain of going to failure. So they do multiple sets in good form as if form builds muscle. Stress builds muscle. Lots of stress. Enough on that form rant. You get the idea. As long as you're not hurting yourself, you get it. Another good tip is don't snap at the weights. There's a fine balance. You want the initial movement to be somewhat explosive, but not snapping. The first rep should be smooth. It's always the hardest. The second rep is where you will drive the weight as hard and squeeze at the top. Then down in 4 seconds or 2 full breaths. Again, if someone comments on the form, just roll your eyes and tell them to keep on doing the marathon training to nowhere. It won't be long before they accuse you of being on the juice. Believe me, over 2 inches on my arms in a year. Granted, I did try the rat wheel marathon for 3 months and lost a ½ inch. Remember, I'm 54 years old. I could only imagine what you can do at a younger age. Personally, 35 years ago, I added 35 pounds in 6 months. The fear of trying a new workout. I know, it's scary. What if it won't work? What are they going to say? People in the gym might pick on me if I try this 10-week workout. I'll have to buy new clothes. I'll have to eat more food. Who cares what anyone thinks as long as it works? Sure, you'll have to buy new clothes. Or you just wear sweatpants until you reach your max size. Well, that will take a while because this workout is always changing, and that ensures your body can never adapt. You are doing muscle focus weeks while simultaneously maintaining the muscles that aren't being focused on, while at the same time allowing full recovery of the focused muscle the following week. It is perfect, and I am the lab rat. I spent a year trying different things. Remember, I am 54 and drug-free. So if it can work on my old ass, no, I'm not on. But for the sake of this experiment, and to show its effectiveness, I remain 100% natural. So you think my workouts won't work? Okay, how's this? Do week 1 for 2 weeks. Eat properly and rest properly. Weigh yourself in the morning after you do your business, before you drink anything. Day 14, I promise that scale should move by 2 to 4 pounds. Double check with the skin fold caliper on day 1 versus day 14. It should be the same. If your weight didn't go up, you didn't eat enough. Once you're impressed with the results, move on to week 3. Week 1 and 2 are virtually the same unless you have a pencil neck. Week 2, the last exercise is Nautilus full-way neck. If you have a tree trunk neck like me, meaning my arms were 13.5 inches and my neck is 18 inches, pick a weak body part instead of neck. Every 10 weeks is a completely new set of 10 weeks are developed based on what didn't get stronger. Remember, we are your lab rats. If a workout doesn't work to build muscle, it won't be recorded. My wife is in her early 40s and I am 54. The year and month is December 2023. We started this new program in September 2023 after fumbling around with various types of workouts for about 10 months. The worst was high volume. I lost 10 pounds of muscle in 3 months. My wife has lost fat and gained muscle at the same rate. The scale doesn't move. She's steady at 150 pounds. Over a year ago, she weighed 158. The tape measure is her fat loss guide, and the numbers get smaller. Perfect for anyone trying to lose fat. Replace fat with muscle, and you won't have as much sagging skin as a bonus. And you will be able to keep it off, because muscle burns calories a lot more than skin and bones. The second 10 weeks will be different for men and women. The second set of 10 weeks, labeled Point 2 for women, will focus on muscles that didn't get stronger from the first 10 weeks, as well as highlighting feminine muscles like thighs, glutes, and pecs. For the men, we're solely focused on weak points from the first 10 weeks, highlighting pecs, shoulders, and arms. Just don't skip the first 10 weeks. This Point 2 10-week program, you won't gain much weight, but you will grow those strings hanging from your shirt sleeves. These videos were originally made as a reference for ourselves to track our progress, and then we decided to share our journey week after week with workouts that work. High intensity training and why. Each focus workout will have 4 to 6 working sets for the focus muscle group. Each set will be a different movement or the same movement repeated 2 times but not back to back. This method attacks the entire muscle and brings in all the muscle fibers. The focus muscle group will be first. This is to reserve all stored energy for that muscle group. The muscles that don't need too much attention will be last. It is very important for the natural lifter to work the entire body 3 times per week, no matter your age. It is especially important for older people as well. We already know that a program like this will do for the elite. Just look at Dorian Yates. Though he used high-intensity training, his routine was a bit different. Even as a natural, when you reach a certain size, some of these workouts, you will have a tough time trying to finish due to the amount of reserve energy you have. Frankly, I should have already modified my workout, but in the name of delivering a complete workout series, I refrained from that at this time. You will need another 2 10-week programs for a total of 10.4 if you started at 135 pounds lean body mass at average height. Don't think these workouts were all the same. They evolved based on what muscle was lagging in the 10 weeks, so the next 10 weeks will bring them up to snuff. So, before 1 year, you will be at the advanced lifter status, providing you have a good diet and recovery plan. Diet is individual, especially as we get older. When we're young, sure, we can eat like Sam Sulek. I know I did. The most important part of the bodybuilding diet is 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass, adding 2 grams per day each week. For example, I currently weigh 195 in the morning. I'm 5'8". I'm also on a cuff at this point. To routine, I am at 185 lean body mass. I consume 190 grams of protein per day this week. Next week, I will consume 192 grams per day. If I don't, then my body will consume its least used muscle for the protein. Yes, I did try that on myself. I neglected my calves for 3 weeks and I didn't get enough protein, 170 grams per day. My calves were a ½ inch bigger than my arms. Now they're the same size. I lost a ½ inch for my calves. Also important is to get carbs and fat with protein. You will have to play around with this. Yes, this applies to women as well. Age is irrelevant to protein intake. Age has influence on other macros like carbs versus fats. That is what you'll have to figure out. In all, my custom high-intensity training program is designed for maximum muscular development to the human potential. It will pack on size fast, without any PEDs. At this point, I'm very close to my genetic potential, according to the gurus. We shall see. This plan shocks the body every week. Every week is a new routine. This is what stimulates the body's nervous system, and to kick in the growth hormone into overdrive. Doing the same routine over and over, expecting to get results, is insanity. A few pounds of muscle per year, to me, is embarrassing, to say the least. I am talking about 15 to 20 pounds of muscle in 10 weeks. Why 10 weeks? Week 1 and 10 are full basic routines and are the same that cover all muscle groups. Those are for strength comparison. That leaves 8 weeks for the other muscle groups to focus on. In other words, you'll have 10 weeks of muscle focus training while simultaneously maintaining muscles that aren't being beaten to death, while also getting recovery time for the beaten muscles. Once you try it, you will start understanding. Though, the first 10 weeks, your back will stay sore. Your legs and hips will also be sore very often. Let's hit it.